Welcome to the afternoon session here at the, once again, the World Indoor Bowls Championships. It is World Pairs Quarterfinals Day. Ooh. Yes, I can sense the excitement in the room is untenable, it really is. There's a lady over there just reading the paper. I'm joking. You carry on, madam, you carry on. So without further ado, let's get the players out. So, first out, our first pair. Please welcome, from Wales, world rank number 12, reached the quarterfinals last year. Please welcome Jason Greenslade and his partner, rank number 14, former world champion, the Welsh ace, Mr. John Price. Now, I'm not biased, but I am Welsh. So I've got a feeling these two might do quite well. No, I'm joking. And they shall be playing, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome out former world indoor champion, world rank number 5, Andy Thompson MBE, and his partner, world rank number 13, quarterfinal 2014 World Pairs, Mark Royal. Thank you very much. Enjoy the game.
Well, thanks, Sean. I think he slipped up on the introductions for us there. But yeah, we're back with you live and in full HD on the World Bowls YouTube stream. My name's Janice Gower, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box today by Connor Sinato. Thanks for joining me, Connor.
Thank you very much. Also being in the commentary box, very pleasurable as well.
Yeah, well, Connor arrived yesterday on the resort, and last night we had the annual World Bowls Tour Awards, and you received the Young Player of the Year, Connor.
Yes, I was very shocked about that as well, but it was well deserved for the year I've had.
Yeah, I think the qualification here for the World Championships certainly helped that cause. A good year of play, did well at the Super Bowl back in 2014 as well. And of course your opponent in the main singles is one of the men out there on the rink today. You're due to be playing Andy Thompson.
Yes, that should be a good game. He's our under-25 team manager as well for England, so he should be a good scout as well.
Well, the joys of these pairs games, Connor, is the players are mic'd up as well, so we get to hear what they're thinking shot-wise. And John Price and Jason Greenslade have already started this event. They had a game to play to get into the quarterfinals. This is Andy Thompson and Mark Royal's first game.
Yeah, that's a good ball by Mark there.
One red.
Good crowd here at Potter's Resort, home of the World Indoor Bowls Championships, kindly sponsored in 2016 by Just Retirement. Good crowd here today, Connor. It's quite a stadium here at Potter's.
Yes, it's first time here for me as well, and the stadium is really, really good. It's amazing to actually be commentating this as well, even though bowling in the tournament.
Yeah, it's always good to get all the different experiences inside the events, get used to the crowds that are out there. Good ball by Jason here. Jason's on good form at the moment. He was the runner-up at the Scottish International Open in Perth back in November. Just got beaten by Greg Harlow there. Looks on a decent track, Andy.
Just needs the legs.
Don't forget this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Twitter feed on World Bowls Tour 1. We're also available on Facebook, and there's the YouTube chat. If you have any questions, if you have any technical questions, we'll put it to one of the umpires. Any questions about the World Bowls Tour, we'll get your questions to the CEO, Richard Maddison. And if you have any questions for Connor while he's with us this afternoon, we can put anything you want us to ask. Hopefully you'll provide things that are broadcastable. But yeah, send us your questions, we'll try and get them answered for you.
One shot, Price Greenslade.
So the opening gambit here at first end goes to John Price and Jason Greenslade. They lead 1-0 after one end. We play 2 sets of 9 ends, and if necessary, a 3-end tie break. Bit different to the qualifiers, Connor, because at qualifiers we play 7 ends.
Qualifiers is 7 ends, that's right, yes. And with a format of 7 ends, you have to be on it from the start. Where 9 ends, you can gradually build yourself into the game.
Former world champion John Price there leading out. Played very well in his opening game.
Done a very good line as well.
Not a bad start. For those of you that like to know the bowls that the players are playing with, the partnership in green there, John Price and Jason Greenslade, they're both playing with Ensolite Tigers. Andy Thompson is supported by Taylor Bowls, so he plays with the Taylor Ace, and Mark Royals part of the Drake's Pride camp, and he's playing with his Drake's Pride professionals. Had a practice with Mark this morning and he was finding a good line with them. I think you had a practice with Andy earlier.
I had a practice with Andy this morning and then just come off the green recently with Jason as well, and they're both on good form. So this game should be possibly going down to a tiebreaker, I'll be honest.
Well, green holding 2 here. Mark's just dropped short.
1 green.
In the games of pairs here, the 2 skips have got to return to the mat at the same time. In domestic play at clubs, you can normally stay at the head as a skip, but here you've got to return to the mat at the same time as your opponent. Just keeps the flow of the game going.
Yeah, that's a great bowl by Jason there. Very good.
Yeah, it's just took the jack away as well.
Andy's driving at this.
Just missed it. Notice Jason's doing a lot of stretching exercises. You must, like I say, annual awards ceremony last night. A few players were up into the wee small hours.
Yes. Some few light-headed people this morning.
Jason's not one for drinking alcohol, so could just be the lateness of the night. He's been doing a lot of work on the psychology side of the game. His fitness levels are very good. I think that's what helped him at Scotland. It's certainly helped his ranking. Jason, I think you might just be
Good
short.
blocker
Yeah,
as well.
it's not a bad place there.
It's not a
though.
bad
Yeah.
place, no. I think the only shot now for Andy is hitting his own red bowl into the head. And that's what he's playing. Not far away. That's a great result, Andy Thompson. Maximum result.
Two shots, Royal and Thompson.
Yeah, great result there. 2 down to 2 up. So Andy Thompson and Mark Royal are 2-1 after 2 ends in this opening set. Great maximum result there from a great strike, Connor.
Very, very good as well, yes. He was telling me about playing weight on these greens. You can't really afford that overdrive. You have to play more confident drives, but maximum result there from Andy. Very good.
25.5 meters.
As we often find in these 2-bowl pairs, it's the opening 2 bowls that really set the end up. It's similar really to playing a singles games with 2 people, isn't it?
Yes, in any pairs games, I just find if you're leading it, you just got to lead against your opposition, and hopefully you beat him to the jack first, to be fair.
2 short bowls there. Needs to slip past his own. I think he's short again here.
Yeah, well played, John Price there. That's a good recovery bowl from his first.
2 green.
Yeah, it's often about just adjusting line and weight. Oh, Andy looks on a very good track. Mark's just asking it to
Just
pull up.
slow it down, yeah. The rest of the ball is shot. That's a good ball by Andy there.
Jason favouring the draw on the forehand. Talking to the players here, it seems to be that all 4 hands are playable at the moment out there. We sometimes find, Connor, as events go on with this being a portable rink, that things change and sometimes one hand becomes slightly trickier.
Yeah, people are saying that as well, like the high people and WBT top 16, they're all saying as this week goes on, the green will find some tricky patches on the way. That's another good bowl by Andy there, holding 2. It's a good line by Jason. Has he got the pace?
2 shots, Royal and Thompson.
No, he just gave up. So another 2 to the seeded pairing of Thompson and Royal. After 3 ends first set, we're now 4-1 up. And John Price and Jason Greenslade played really well in the first game. It's still early days. Still more coming into the crowds. It's certainly packed here at Potters. As I mentioned before, we had the
Jack line 25 metres.
annual awards ceremony last night. A bit of a glitzy affair. Bit of the World Bowls Tour's version of Sports Personality of the Year. And it was a good night all round. We're very well looked after here by Potters Resort. Is it your first experience here of the resort, or have you been before?
I've been once before in an under-18s tournament with a world champion as well, Catherine Rendell, in that. But no, the resort is very, very good and amazing as well, to be fair.
You can certainly eat enough and drink enough and party enough.
Yes, you can. A lot of drinking and a lot of food is good. This is on a good line by John Price. But he just hasn't got the pace.
Got in quite a few games so far in this early stages of the World Championships here. We do find when the players get into the game that there's a few bowls drop short, but the reaction on the rink will change given the atmospheric conditions and how many people are in the crowd. I think we need to be on best behaviour now, Connor. Both my parents and your parents are now part of the very strong crowd out there.
Yeah, it's best behaviour at all times as well.
Jason just overplayed that. Bit of a loose end here. A bit of a smile from Jason.
He thought that might bend back a bit more, but it just held flat.
Well, Andy, need to just stop. Just gets inside that bowl and sits.
Yep.
Still plenty of room for Jason.
This is a better track. Has he got the pace though to run to the jack? Keeps on running.
Oh, I think,
It's a measure.
yeah, I think the umpire's been called on here. Very, very unusual end from all four players here. Closest bowl's probably, what, 2 feet away, nearly a yard. So the marker, that's Francis Fletcher, is just chocking the bowls, part of the measure, and umpire Tom Weir is joining him on the rink to let us know which bowl's shot. I think we're just measuring for one, Connor.
Yes, it's one between Andy's and Jason's last bowl, which has come in.
One shot, Price and Greenslade.
So Jason's last bowl just managed to make it in there. After 4 ends, Andy Thompson and Mark Royal lead 4-2. This quarter-final of the World Indoor Bowls Championship Open Pairs. kindly sponsored by Just Retirement.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Hurry along now.
Yeah, well done. Nice start. 18.
Yeah, this is a good start from Mark Rule there.
18 inches, John. That's all.
I was having a bit of a laugh and a joke with Mark Roll this morning because, as I mentioned before, all 4 players are mic'd up for the pairs. And he said you'll be able to sit back and not have to do much commentary, we'll do a lot of talking. I don't think I've heard Mark yet.
No, we haven't heard really. No players have talked so far, to be fair. They just got on with the game and played bowls.
Well, it's an important game for them all here. Good match practice on the rink before they start their singles sessions.
1 green.
We have the first of the open singles in the main draw tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon we're followed by the 2 pairs semi-finals. But we've live and in full HD here with you right through the entirety of the tournament. And if you can't stay with us, then you need to catch up. We have a new World Bowls Tour website, and that's worldbowlstour.tv. There's all the news and the draws and the results on there.
Andy may play big at this, or unless he's just fancy to draw. No, I think Mark just said he's going to draw off his own bowl.
Well, he can possibly reach to his own bowl and snuck inside it.
He's on a fair track.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John Price has seen that Andy might be tempted down the other hand with a bit of weight.
Yeah, he's just asked Jason there to put a 2-foot back bowl in. He needs to run past his own.
One green.
Good shot of the crowd there at Potter's Resort. I think he's just looking to play the draw again, Connor.
I think he's playing something similar, try and come off Jason's last bowl with a touch of pace. Yeah, he's just haven't got
John
the pace
Price and
there.
green slate.
That one shot at end 5 brings them back within 1 of Andy Thompson and Mark Royal, who lead 4-3 after 5 ends.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Yes, John. Come on, son. Hurry, John. Come on.
Good start by John Price there.
18.
John Price has now become the coach of Team Scotland, a job that David Gawley did very successfully at the last Commonwealth Games, which was hosted by his hometown of Glasgow. He stood down from that job, did David, straight after that. He said you can't top the success they had as a team in the home venue, and just recently John Price has been elected to take over that job. I'm sure the experience of John's played all over the world, represented Wales, world champion in the past, won virtually everything, one of the characters of the game as well.
Yes, having a world champion, a true experienced bowler as a coach of your country is marvellous.
And of course, as you mentioned, Andy Thompson, MBE, is now the manager of the England junior international side. Just had a question through from one of our viewers, Connor. Obviously they can tell from your accent you're English, but which club are you from?
I'm from Kingsthorpe Bowling Club in Northamptonshire.
And the other question that followed that was, where did you qualify? How did you qualify to actually get here?
I had to make a long journey down south to Bournemouth and play 4 to 5 games to qualify. It was a long, hard day because I had 2 tiebreakers during that day as well.
Yeah, just to let the viewers know, anybody can have a go in the PBA qualifiers. You just put your money up, you enter the PBA. That gives you the opportunity to play in the World Singles, World Pairs, the Scottish International Open and the International Open qualifiers, and any other World Bowls Tour events we have. You put your money up, you enter like Connor did, and you too could be here playing in one of these events.
That's a very good bowl by Andy there. Just took the shot away.
1 shot, Roland Thompson.
And that keeps them in the lead. Now 5-3 to Thompson and Royal after 6 ends. Yes, I think sometimes people out there don't perhaps realise how hard it is to actually qualify. You also qualified for Super Bowl.
Yes, that's the first tournament I entered when I was 18, the Super Bowl, and qualified for it and played in the quarter-final against played in the quarter-final, lost by 1 to Billy Jackson.
Yeah, who went on to win it. Yeah.
He did, yes.
But, I think a number of the Crown players took you to their heart. You became part of the Crown lads team at that point. It was a good event, was that. But also Connor's just, I'm sure you won't mind me telling you, he's just qualified for the Tour Card Finals in May. And we have finals where players from tournaments that are scattered all over the European qualifiers, and 16 players come to Blackpool Newton Hall in May, and they play off for 2 tour card places. And those tour cards entitle you to playing in all of the WBT ranking events. So the 2 tour cards at the Open Singles here were won by Gary R. Smith and Robert Chisholm, and Connor is on the cards for looking at one of those for next season as well, Connor.
Yes, hopefully, if all playing goes to well and I have the weight with the green, it should be good, because I've had experience on the carpet already up there in the Super Bowl, so hopefully it all goes well.
again, all those games you'll be able to watch on the World Bowls Tour YouTube. And like I say, any more questions for Connor? Hopefully we've answered the first couple that have come through. Just let us know. Well, Andy Thompson and Mark Rule just staying in front here, Connor. They just managed to hang on to that lead.
Yeah, a couple of ends now. Mark Rules had a toucher on the jack, or just close by, just pipping the edge on John Price leading there. And Andy, this is a great bowl. Just covered up a bit more as well.
Yeah, Jason was just saying to John what he saw as a shot from where he stood at the mat, and often in 2-bowl pairs you let your skip choose their shot, what shot they're confident in playing. If you don't see any danger for the shot, let them play it.
That's not a bad bowl by Jason. He's just opened up the gap there to see the both red bowls. I think Andy's shot is just trying to get back to the back green bowl, sit it off for 3.
You won't want to sit it really jack high, and you won't want to give Jason a easy draw. Like you say, if he reaches this.
Mark's just saying to slow down a touch. Yeah, that's a good bowl by Andy
3
there.
green. Correction, 3 red.
Yeah, I think we might see a green slide runner here. Couple of chances, either of his green bowls into the head. Looks it, says he's close. Oh, what
That's
a great
good
bowl.
result as well. Just cut the head down to
Shot
1
Roland
red.
Thompson.
So Andy Thompson and Mark Rule keeps the lead at 6-3 after 7 ends.
Yeah, so often we say that that 7th end is a crucial end in 9-end sets. If they'd have dropped to 3 there, that would have been a tough ask over the remaining 2 ends. Just a 3-shot difference now.
Yeah, the last 2 ends of set play you really want to keep close, either to 1 or 2.
Jack length 25 metres.
Of course, straight after this game, a few avid bowls viewers out there, we have a very, very enticing tie of Greg Harlow and Nick Brett. Nick Brett's world number 1, and they're playing against Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett. England versus Scotland. We've got England versus Wales out there on the rink at the moment. And then tonight at 7:30 we have one of the qualifying games in the overseas round robin to gain a place in the main tournament. And that's between Mike Bester of Canada and Scott Baxter of the Channel Islands. Scott's from Jersey. He won the World Indoor Bowls Council singles to gain his place in the playoffs here, and Mike Bester won the Canadian qualifier. So that'll be an interesting game. That's at 7:30 tonight for you. And then tomorrow morning we start at 10 with the first of the main Open World Singles, sponsored by Just Retirement. We have Mervyn King of England playing Stephen Harris of Wales.
It's a better end by John Price there. Just putting the pressure on Andy.
2 green.
Yeah, John played very well in the first game they played. He's enjoying his bowls. Well, can this finish? Looks a little on the high side.
Can now Jason put the pressure on Andy with his last bowl?
Well, I think Wales are holding 1 at the moment.
Jason just doing a few arm stretches there. He's been doing stretching throughout the whole game, hasn't he, Janice?
Yeah. Wonder if sometimes if you're away from home, you sleep just a little bit differently. You say he's one of the players that likes to keep himself fit. I think he's short with this. Well, there was an opportunity there. I'm not sure whether it's 3, or sorry, rather 2, and that would have been 3 if he'd have got there, which would have put a lot of pressure on Andy. Currently it's 1, possibly 2. And beat your own, Andy. You've got a chance of shot. I think he might
this
have
is wide
overplayed
again.
it. Yeah. His body language, he didn't particularly like the bowl. So we know that it's 1 green at the moment, but it could be 2. Jason's got to...
He's switching hands to his backhand.
Yeah, I think it was too dangerous off the forehand there. Just tip the red bowl in and...
Jason needs to run a fair bit more. I think you've dropped it short again.
Yeah. Well, 1's conceded.
I think we're going to a measure on the other one.
Francis just asking the players to remove the bowls not involved in the measure. Now, as we know from the question that these guys were asked last night, which bowl do you go to first? Tom's answer was he always has a quick look, see which he thinks is shot bowl, and goes to that first. So indications are he fancies the red bowl. Looks close. And both bowls are sat down as well, so no danger of knocking one over. Well, yeah.
Charles Price and Greenslade.
So going into the final end, the score is Andy Thompson and Mark Royal 6, John Price and Jason Greenslade 4. It's been a good game, Connor, really. There's been some loose bowls, but fairly good game all round.
Yeah, as I said from the start, this is going to be a good game. You got 2 world champions out there playing against each other, and the score is close as well. So it should be a good final end.
Well, and John Price has just sent that jack off. That could be crucial. Mark Royal and Andy Thompson have been playing a slightly shorter jack. When the players practice on the rink, they practice to a set jack.
Jack length 25.5 metres.
There's not a lot of opportunity to practice jack sending out there, and it is a different surface to the surface that you play on at your home clubs.
Yes, Tom.
I'm giving all the excuses in the book here for John Price sending that jack off.
Yes, that's a good reply as well, even though he didn't send the jack up. He just put the pressure on from the start. Mark Raw's got a good line here. Also good pace for us, a good reply.
Follow John.
Well, track looks good. Not sure pace like John Price.
That looks very good. That's a jack. That's a good bowl as well.
Well, they could be holding the two they need to tie the set.
Just needs to bend in front of his zone.
He's urging it on. Well, Jason's just really looking, I would think, to follow that last bowl down, try and tuck the jack away.
1 green.
Yes, as there's only 1 green, Jason needs to try and get 2 here to tie the set.
Track looks good.
He's urging it on.
Oh dear. Like I say, we've seen that a few times. This gives Andy a huge chance now. Just even gets a glide off Mark Raw's bowls.
Yeah, it also takes the pressure off Andy a bit, as they needed 3 to win the set. And if Andy gets this bowl in here, then it's really hard to get the 3. But Andy's urging this on as well. But no, that's a good bowl by Andy.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, like you say, that on the replay there perfectly
One
splits
green.
the 2 green bowls up, which means that Jason's got to reach to that jack now, make sure he plays a full draw, as they would say.
He needs to run because he's on a tight line.
I don't think he's here.
He's not here, no. He's
Oh,
dropped
look.
it short again.
Nothing for short there. I think Andy's declaring the head.
John
Yeah.
Price and Greenslade. Set tied. First set, Royal and Thompson. Apologies.
Thank you, Francis. You were making me question my wonderful score sheet I've got in front of me. I was poised to put that one on, which I felt made it Thompson and Royal set win 6-5, and I don't think Andy Thompson would declare not to play his last bowl if he was lying just set tie.
No, I think he'll go for the win, as all people would do.
I don't think Francis had too late tonight, and I can certainly pick on him later because he's in comms with me for tonight's game, so that will be one that I will remember.
Yeah, you got a question about him that later on as well, Janice.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I shall work a way to bring that into the commentary. Well, again, the jack delivered by John Price, delivered into the ditch.
I'm going to say, because I think the jack just flies along this carpet. It's not really a
Jack
normal
line
carpet you
25.5
play on
metres.
back at home, as Janice just said.
It does tend to just scoot or skim the surface. So we start this second set. Thompson and Royal having won the first. We've got another 9-end set. And for the Welsh pairing of John Price and
Yeah, it's
Jason
a good line here
Greenslade,
by Mark Raw. Very, very good start to open the set.
for them to progress, they'll have to win it. Well, Mark Royal's trotting after this bowl again. Normally does that when he's keen on it. One of the more vocal players out on a rink. Well, here.
That's a better start to the set from Mark Royal as well.
Mark had an illness last year that affected him at events. He's fully fit now, recovering well. Nice to see him back with a smile on his face and back confident. Good play by Jason there. Wants to reach really because he's played one or two short bowls, and once you start getting into the habit of playing short bowls, I think sometimes you need to just reach through to.
Yeah, he's got the back bowls there as well to reach through, so any jump movement now will be good. With Andy's short bowl there, you put the pressure on his last bowl.
Yeah, Jason's got a big chance here. Bring it in a bowl. Doesn't need to alter his weight much. Touch on the jack.
I think he's just drawing.
And the
He's dead
danger with
place.
that is, yeah, overplayed it.
So it's a difference between playing on a portable rink and a normal rink. A normal rink you would play that 2-foot yard shot, but top 16 boys out here today know how to play it well, and you won't be playing that yard shot.
One shot, Roland Thompson.
So that's one shot to Mark Royal and Andy Thompson at the first end of the second set. There's not a lot of spare seats about in the auditorium. I certainly know finals weekend's been a full sellout since
Jack went 25 and a half
many,
meters.
many months ago. A lot of these bowls fans booked before their leave this year for next year. This was mentioned at the awards ceremony last night. Potters Resort here have hosted this now for over half the life of the World Championships, so therefore really can be considered the home of the Professional World Indoor Bowls Championship.
Yeah, it's a great place to have professional bowls here. Lovely venue, great hospitality as well here as well.
And the nice thing here is you get to mingle with the crowds, Connor. I'm sure at one point in time we'll be seeing you in those top 16 heights. And at that time the crowds are very, very supportive here. When they realise you're playing, they'll get behind you.
Yeah, Mark Rose just started a bit stronger here on this second set.
I did a question and answer session for Potters earlier today, and one of the questions we had asked was, we don't see any juniors in the final. I was quite quick to point out that we had a 19-year-old playing. So,
Yeah, this tournament, as Janice said earlier on, is open to male and female, any age. Especially when the final, what I had to get through to get to Potters, I played a 20-year-old as well to get to qualify here. And the round before that, I played a 23-year-old. So it's open to anyone really. But now that WBT is now open under 25 singles tournament, it's going to progress through and hopefully grow bigger.
yeah, certainly at the qualifiers, there's a variety of ages really that play qualifiers. it's good to see when you go to the events. Normally a good atmosphere, but certainly more of the junior end of the game are keen to get to these events. That's quite an interesting statistic there, Connor, because that would mean at least 3 out of the last 4 at your qualifiers were under 25s.
Yes, they have been, yes. Now you said that. That's a good bob by Andy there. It's going to possibly catch the jack, or if you do spring it, it will definitely hold one. I think John's asking Jason just to try and nudge the jack, or nudge the bowl onto the jack, sorry, and then he may hold 1, possibly 2 from this. Yeah, he's going a bit quicker at this.
It's quite
Not far
close if
away.
you...
Oh, he just didn't want that top bowl.
1 shot, Roland Thompson.
Yeah, that one shot gives Mark Roll and Andy Thompson a 2-0 lead. In this second set, they won the first set 6-5 by the very narrowest of margins. But it now means that they're in the position where they only need to win the set to go through, or if they lose the set, they're guaranteed the tie break. I don't think any players like to go into the tie break. The crowds like them.
Start went 27.5 meters.
Mark Rowley just stepped up another gear, starting this set very, very strong.
John.
1 red.
Yeah, we're quite pleased with the World Bowls Tour YouTube streaming now, where you get to watch it wherever you are, whether you're at work, whether you're at home. A bit like those adverts, you can carry us around on your phone, your iPad, your home TV, wherever you can get the YouTube streaming. And we've had various people watching all over the world, and we want to say a big shout out here, Connor, to there's 40 people watching on a beach bar right out on the sand in Thailand. Wow.
Yeah, the Bowls tour has gone global, to be honest. YouTube streaming's gone very, very high. It's probably progressing further on, to be fair. And
Yep.
Jason's just holding this bowl on. Just gonna sit out, I reckon. Yeah, that's one.
2 shots, Roland
2
Thompson.
shots.
Yes, I know the game yesterday afternoon with Alec Marshall and Paul Foster playing David Corkle and Chris Eady. I think we got record figures watching. I think it's as people are getting to know that it's available. And out on the sand in Thailand. And we're here in sunny Hopton-on-Sea. It's not exactly sunny out on the sand, it's blooming cold.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly out there. You need jumpers, scarves and hats, and possibly gloves as well. But I hope you all guys out there in Thailand enjoy the sun. I know I'd rather be out there, but we'll be bowling here on Tuesday.
Yeah, haven't really got time to get there and back, Connor.
No, not really. Can't really walk it.
Just shows how many people are keen on the bowls. I'm sure there's a few people out there having their Sunday dinners. Got us switched on in the background. I know somebody was doing the house chores yesterday with us just on the sound.
That's a better start by John Price there. Just putting a bit of pressure on Mark.
Yeah, they pairing of Price and Greenslade don't really want to lose any more ends. Otherwise the game starts running away from you. Short here, Mark.
Settle, John. Yes, I get in.
Jason likes that bowl there. Just sitting around the back, giving a good position.
Good shot of the crowd there. Of course, all 4 players here very popular with the people here at Potters. Both John Price and Mark Royal have done a bit of work for Potters Resort in the past, and Andy Thompson comes here and hosts one of the EIBA weekends here. And of course the EIBA are very supportive of the World Bowls Tour. They work in conjunction to make sure that the sport of bowls is promoted as best they possibly can.
It's a great line by Jason. Just needs to run.
All
That's
on his
good.
pace.
Yeah, that's another well played, Jason. Just put a bit of pressure on Andy there, holding 2.
It's the first time for a few ends that Andy's been under any pressure. Well,
Will it come back in? There it comes. Is it-
Strike it again.
2 shots, Price and Greenslade.
Yeah, well, yeah.
well, that helps the Welsh cause. They're back in the game now. They didn't want Mark Royal and Andy Thompson to win another end and get away from them.
Nah, there's a much better end from the Welsh duo there.
Jack line 27.5 metres.
John Price there, nearly losing another jack. Just stayed on the rink though.
Yeah, certainly overreaching with the jack. Quite interesting from what we were saying before. The players can get several opportunities to practice. There's a practice sheet. You just put your name down and get as much practice in as you can. But often those practice sessions are with 3 other players. So you tend to just set a jack and play to it. Certainly in the early part of the tournament, practice is at a premium. Everybody wants to get as much as they can.
Yeah, that was a good reply there by Mark Royal. Just sitting near enough in front.
Time is good.
Mark didn't like that when it left his hand. It doesn't look too bad.
It's coming in fairly bit, but I think it's going to slip the ball. Yeah, that's. If it sits, it's good. Very good weight for it.
Of
Two
course,
red.
this tournament this year, the pairs, the open pairs, is going to go to a new champion as defending champions. Robert Paxton, Simon Skelton were beaten yesterday.
Yes, by a very good Scottish pair as well. Colin Walker and Ronnie Duncan on a tie break.
Yeah, very consistent pairing, Ronnie and Colin. Oh, Jason's just getting disturbed there. With the pairs, we don't have a shot clock. Okay, we can't quite hear it through our headphones, but even Andy's having a bit of a giggle, I think. Whether it's somebody's mobile phone going off or not, we do ask that they turn them off.
Possibly someone maybe moving about with a camera or people moving around the stadium, as that's what most of the people just stop the bowls for and try and concentrate back on the mat again.
Yeah, we don't play shot clock, so there's not a time limit on Jason delivering this bowl. But even when we do play under the shot clock, as the umpires were saying in commentary the other day, they are aware such big crowds, people can have little coughs or disturb or come in late.
Yeah, that was a good bowl underneath that pressure there.
One green.
Regain confidence again from Jason.
The stewards here at Potters are exceptional. Most of them have done the full 18 years, so they're experienced in looking after the crowds out there. They do a great job.
Just over the pace from Andy there, but there's a good line.
Jason's clicking his fingers there, which normally signifies somebody thinks they're a bit through. He's correct.
This could be a big bowl from Andy Thompson here, as the Welsh duo's only got one bowl in the head.
Well, Andy.
He's playing that touch of pace as well. Similar to last time, but a touch more.
He's urging it on.
He wants it to bend.
It's in the area. It's very close.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a good bowl by Andy Thompson there, but it may just lose out.
One shot price, green slate.
It was almost the perfect bowl there. Any little sort of a touch would have giving the red team a count of 3. Jason's just going up to have a word with John here. Will he be saying, please don't throw the jack off, John?
Yeah, I think he might. Just don't want anything in the ditch anymore. We want to try and control the game. I think he's asked for a long jack, but not in the ditch.
Yeah, the current score after 5 ends is Andy Thompson and Mark Roll 4, John Price and Jason Greenslade 3. A tight game again. It was 4-3, exactly the same score after 5 ends in the first set.
29 meters.
First set, Andy Thompson and Mark Royal went on to win by 1 shot. Do we see a repeat on here?
Yes, John.
All on pace.
Jason's urgent to hurry on. We're just going to slow up.
Well, Mark looks a good track here.
It's a good start by Mark Raw there. Just through, but it's a good home.
Yes, Johnny.
Better here from John Price. Got shot. Yeah, just going back to our people watching in Thailand. Connor and I did say off mic to each other that we wondered if it was someone we both know, which is Graham McDougall. So a big shout out to Graham. We've just found it. It's definitely him. Out on a beach in Thailand. He won't have his thermals out there, Connor.
No, we'd have shorts, t-shirt on as well, sunning it up. That's a life.
And Graham qualified for the Scottish International Open back in November. Played very well when he got there as well.
Yeah, it's beat Merv King, but then I think he unfortunately lost to Jason Greenslade, if I remember right.
Yeah, but Jason, like I say, at Scotland really found a bit of form there. Something he needed. He was on the verges of the bottom end of the top 16. Danger zone. Jason, need to just find a little bit of that form again here. They've all played reasonable bowls.
He's had a decent track here, but he needs to urge it on. Needs to run past his own bowl. He just may have snuck in.
Good shot here for Andy. Both bowls behind are his.
Yeah, as you can see there's only 1 green. Jason just dropped short. Andy played a forehand. He's just trying to draw the jack through to his own bowls. He's not far away.
He looks very close
He's
here.
very, very good here, Andy Thompson.
What a great
That's
bowl.
a great bowl.
Not the appreciative crowd on that one. How many is it?
The crowd clapped that all the way in.
It looks like it might be a measure for second. 1 been declared. Two been declared, so they're actually measuring for 3. What a great bowl by Andy Thompson.
Yeah, the score was
Two right,
4-3.
red measure for 3.
Definitely got 2 for Andy Thompson. The score now going to increase by either plus 3 or 4.
Two shots, Royal and Thompson.
2 shots to Andy Thompson and Mark Royal there. They take a 6-3 lead after 6 ends. We always say the 7th end is a crucial end, and we're going into that end.
Jack line 23.5 metres.
We're full of facts and figures for you here. I've just had handed to me that, I'll try and say this without losing my teeth,
Yes,
there's been
tongue
over
twister.
8,081,500 minutes watched by viewers, and that covers nearly every country on the planet. Wow.
Yes, as I said before, the YouTubers definitely took off, gone global very, very quick and soon, and it's a good way of watching, to be fair, because you can also replay back the game you played and work from that as well.
It's absolutely fantastic that you all join us for these games. Good ball by Mark there.
It's better by Mark there after his first bowl.
We do get some very nice comments through, and we try to keep you updated with all the interesting facts. And don't forget, we are still here for your questions. Connor will
One red.
answer anything he possibly can on questions on himself and the player's point of view. If you've got any questions for the umpires, we'll put them to the umpires for you. And any questions about the World Bowls Tour, we can put to the CEO, Richard Maddison, and I'll report back. Now, yesterday on chat we had an umpire in commentary and we had an umpire on chat, so between them,
There's another good bowl by Andy here. He's just bowled 2 absolute pearlers back to back. This is the stage of the game as well. The 7th end, you don't really want to drop a count, especially the Welsh duo.
no, it makes it very hard work. They're already 3 behind. But again, after 6 ends in the first set, they were 5-3 down. After 7 ends, they were 6-3 down, and they managed to claw a couple of shots back.
Jason just opened up a little gap there, what he can play on the forehand with.
Yeah, he's under a bit of pressure though, Connor. If he's not 100% sure from here whether that might be 2 shots to red. I can't quite tell from our angle.
It's definitely 1. Could be 2. It's a good measure, but I think Andy just try to jet round the corner or just sit off the green bowl to cover that shot.
It's quite a nice shot there. Nice hand, this backhand coming back to where our commentary position is. It looks on a great line. Well, Andy Thompson.
Oh,
Now,
now then, how do you just gave the shot away?
well, Francis.
One green.
One green, yeah. Well,
This
it was 1, possibly 2 red. It's now 1 green.
could be a big bowl by Jason Greenslade here. He's got to be careful of jack movement, but any touch on it slightly, could be on 3 himself.
I mean, all Andy was out with that bowl was perhaps a smidge tight.
He's got a run, Jason.
1 shot, Price and
Yeah,
Greenslade.
just take the 1 there. Similar score to the last set as well, 6-4 at this stage as well.
Yep, it's looking like it's going to go to the wire again. Andy Thompson and Mark Royal have the 2-shot lead with 2 ends to play.
Jack length 29 metres.
Well, John Price has managed to get the jack, a 29-metre jack, which was the length that his partner Jason Greenslade wanted him to play. All on your lead now, John, if you can put some pressure on. And again.
Jason urgent to carry on. Yeah, that's a very, very good start from John there.
I think this needs to run a touch.
Just needs to hold the line as well. That's a fair start from Mark. If John could put a bit more pressure on that.
Well, ideally, because John Price and Jason Greenslade have got to win this set, they have got to score 3 shots over 2 ends. They lost the first set, so to take us into a tie break, they would have to win this set.
Especially 1 or 2, if not more, is required on this end alone. It's a must-end win for the Welsh duo. Mark's just trying to hold this bowl back. He thinks he's quick. If he sits the bowl, we'll just try and find a gap. Yeah, that's a good bowl there by Mark. Very good.
Yeah,
Better than his
very
first.
good.
1 red.
And don't forget, straight after this game, we have another intriguing tie. We have world number 1 Nick Brett and his partner Greg Harlow, and they're facing Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett. 3 previous world champions and a world number 1 out there.
I was about to say that, 3 world champions on the same carpet.
The only one that's not on Nick Brett's CV at the moment. That was a reasonable bowl by Jason.
But Nick and Greg, class together, they've won the pairs, I don't know how many times. They're very,
Well,
very good.
The interesting thing is that they both are pairs that are friends, they play together. And we've often seen here that makes a big difference, so. Well, Andy. Alec Marshall and Paul Foster, of course, one of the most successful pairs here. Surprisingly enough, Greg and Nick have not won it that many times. The other very successful pair here was
This is up, Jason.
David Gawley and Billy Jackson.
This has got to be reaching because
you
you are
reaching?
1 down.
Oh, now. Well, draws this. The shaking hands. Andy Thompson, Mark Royal hold 1 shot. If they get 2, the game is over. Good if you're here, Mark says.
Yeah, that's a good line by Andy as well. It's an absolute cracking line.
All on pace, Andy.
Is it up? Well played, Andy
Well
Thompson.
played.
That's a great
2
last
shots,
bowl.
second set of the match. Mark Royal, Andy Thompson.
Well, Andy Thompson and Mark Royal take that second set 8-4. They took the first set 6-5. They move into the semi-finals tomorrow. I'd like to just thank Connor Sinato for joining me and wish him the best of luck within the tournament.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to wish Jan
Ladies and
Scow in the
congratulations
lady
to,
singles as
Andy
well.
and Mark.
Hope you do well.
Thank you very much, Connor. Join us shortly for the next game. Thanks for your company.
Short recess before we start our second game of the session. So feel free to stretch your legs, grab a cup of coffee, walk the dog, and we'll see you very shortly. Thank you very much. Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. How are we? Everything going okay? Sitting comfortably? No? No, they're not very comfortable, those seats, are they? Bless you. If it's any consolation, I'm actually sat on a speaker round the corner there. So, you know, I do get nice vibrations, though, every time the players talk, which is lovely. Nice little massage as I'm going. It's lovely. I won't tell you how bad it is, but there you go. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, if I can ask you to take your seats if you're coming in, please, because we're just about to get the second game of the afternoon session underway. Thank you very much for that photo as well. That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. See that? I've been told to look down the camera more as well. Hello. I think my parents are watching this as well. Hi, Mum. So, are we sitting comfortably? Oh, yeah, no, we're not really, are we? So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get this afternoon's game rolling. Welcome once again to the International Arena here at Potter's Ledger for the just retirement World Indoor Bowls Championships 2016. Thank you very much. There we go. So, let's get the players out. First out, please welcome the world rank number 8, Darren Burnett, partnered with the world rank number 9, Stuart Anderson.
It's something that you're never gonna forget. But baby, you just ain't nothing yet. Playing it around. That's what
And of course, facing Darren and Stuart this afternoon, the Cambridgeshire pairing, world rank number 1, Nick Bretts, with pairs partner, world rank number 10, Greg Harlow.
I think Sean Hathaway's forgotten we've got YouTube coverage up here. Well, thanks, Sean, for the good introduction of the players there. And what a game we have for you on the portable rink here at the World Indoor Bowls Championships, hosted by Potter's Resort and kindly sponsored by Just Retirement. World number 1, Nick Brett, and his pairs partner, current Scottish International Open champion Greg Harlow. Playing against Darren Burnett, holder of the singles Commonwealth Games gold medal, and Stuart Anderson, who's an ex-world champion here. Well, I don't know how you would call this game, but we're here with you live on World Bowls Tour YouTube. Don't forget we're available on Twitter at World Bowls Tour 1. We've also got a Facebook link, and if you can't stay with us, there is worldbowlstour.com for all the news and information. And Stuart Anderson was really, really good in his last game here. They had a game to qualify to get to the quarterfinals. And this is Greg and Nick's first game in the event. Great ball there from Nick.
One right.
I know you avid viewers out there always like to know what the players are playing with. This is quite an easy one to tell you. The guys in red are playing with Henselite Tigers. The guys in green are playing with Taylor Ace. All 4 players out there sponsored by their respective companies. Darren and Stuart are with Taylor's, And Greg and Nick are with Henselite. Good track here from Greg. Had some amazing viewing figures on the YouTube. And we
One
reached
shot, Brett Harlow.
very high numbers for the game yesterday afternoon, which featured Alex Marshall and Paul Foster. Got our record figures.
Shot length 28 meters.
And up. And up. Start, mate. Hold up.
Right, that was a great opening in there for Nick Brett and Greg Harlow. They take 2 shots and open their innings here. 2-0 after one end.
Finish this now. Finish here. Run. Run. Great line too.
The other way. Yeah, last ball just sneaks it, mate. And hurry stick. And touch more, mate. And again, touch more. Hurry again. And hurry. Well played.
Come down, mate. And pass your one. You're 18 inches short. Centre. Yep. Clear Roger, good here. Clear Roger, very good here. Just down you come at the end. Just keep the short part.
The joy of the pairs games here
One green.
at the World Indoor Bowls Championship pairs is that the players are mic'd up. But talking about mics, I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box by the Canadian singles qualifier here, Mike Bester. Welcome to the Com Box.
Thank you very much, Janice. It's happy to be here.
Yeah, Mike, of course, you're playing out there tonight in one of your singles qualifiers.
Yeah, it's my final section game. There's still one more tomorrow night with Scott Baxter from Channel Lands against Neil Furman, but tonight's my last game, so hopefully I can finish strong and finish the tournament on a high note.
Well, be wishing you all the best. Interesting game here, though, Mike. 4 quality players.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great game.
Well, Darren looks on quite a high line here, but his bowls will do it all if it's the right pace.
Oh, great ball for Darren.
here that Nick Brett's asking Greg to play it down his forehand. Any promotion on the two short bowls?
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of options on there on the forehand. They've got his coming up, and as long as he's reaching, good things can happen.
Yeah, Greg's the ambassador for bowls here for Potter's Resort. His works here, so he's had just as much time as any other players for practice, as this is a portable rink, so it only went down last Tuesday. But on the other hand, there's a lot of pressure on him in front of...
Oh, unlucky.
Well, I think that was why Nick was asking him not to play it that hand, but sometimes in pairs, Mike, you've got to let your skip play what they fancy playing.
Exactly, especially with only two bowls, it's a lot of extra pressure. And when you only have one to adjust with.
I'm not sure where Greg's bowl went to. Their marker, Tom Weir just indicating where the jack is. The jack will be in the ditch under where that yellow marker is. Greg's bowl's right out to the right-hand side of the rink. I can just see the red marker from here. So Darren and Stuart might be holding two shots here with this for a possible third.
Four shots, Anderson and Burnett.
Wow, 4 shots. That was a real good end for the Scottish duo. Again, Nick let Greg play the shot he fancied playing. If he'd have got it perfect. But instead, he left Darren Burnett about 3 yards to draw for a fourth.
That length 28.5 metres.
Stuart Anderson was really class in his first pairs game here.
Good opener for Stuart, just probably about a few feet short.
Now you've settled in, Mike, I'll ask you the question that I normally ask is the overseas players. You've got a tough ask to get here, the tough qualifiers, aren't they, to actually get here?
There are, yeah. There's not as many players participating as in the UK, but they're still all good players. And with straight knockout, anything can happen. One bad end, one bad game. That's it.
Yeah, Connor Sinato was saying in the game before qualifiers, we play 7 ends. Your game tonight is a 7-end game. And then, of course, when you get into the full draw, it goes to 9 ends, which gives you that little bit more flexibility.
It does, yeah. 7 ends. If you have a drop a 3 or a 4, that's pretty much the set. At least 9, you have a little bit of time to recover from it.
Hurry, buddy. All you got, hurry.
Well, Nick looks good here.
Hurry, hurry.
Two reds.
Well, we had the World Bowls Tour Annual Awards ceremony here at Potter's Resort last night, and Nick Brett was the receiver of 2 of those awards. Certainly one of the most consistent players, and that proves by the fact that he's world number 1.
Darren looking to finish just a little behind. Great spot for that one.
And it gives him a few chances now.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Stuart had been short with both of his. As a skip, you always like to see a bowl behind. Gives you options. And Darren did this a lot in his last game, followed his first bowl to have a look what to do with his second.
Second prize,
Forehand with weight looks like a good option. A little bit of danger, he could clip his own out, but I think if he did, he'd still lose one of the red ones as well.
Yeah, I think that's the shot he was just indicating with his hand, but I think Stuart's saying he'd rather he play it off the backhand. He's going down the forehand, Mike, you're correct. Got to hold.
Oh, unlucky. A little bit under, but
well, Greg's just got a draw here to gain 3 of the 4 back he lost at the last end. He'll be really encouraging this up. Body language says he likes it.
One more roll. One more roll. Well played. Well done.
Well done, hopefully.
3 shots, Brett and Harlow.
I think Brett certainly knows the words to say. And that 3 shots takes them back in the lead. Nick Brett and Greg Harlow lead 5-4 after 3 ends.
Jack length 25 metres.
Apologies, we've just had that confirmed that it was 1 shot to Nick and Greg at the first end. So the scores all square at 4-4 after 3 ends. Obviously.
Hi, buddy.
Oh gosh, it's umpire Mike Davis again. I'm going to definitely rename him Challenge Annika Rice. He's the one that's doing a lot of the running up and down stairs, and he's here for the fortnight, so by the end of the fortnight he might have lost a couple of stone in weight. Have you had much opportunity, Mike, to practice on the rink?
I've had a couple sessions. I had one this morning and I had one Wednesday afternoon. So being the only game tonight, I think I get half an hour before the game. So
Yeah, you'll get the half an hour before you start. And neither of the players tonight have played a game on the portable, so it's sort of equal. We've had a couple of questions here from viewers, Mike, for you. Always puts these players on the spot when they volunteer to come into the commentary box. I don't think either of these are too taxing. One of the viewers has asked, what are the greens like to play in Canada?
it varies. At the start of the year, pretty much all of them are heavy, maybe around 8 or 9 seconds. By the time we get to June or July, some of the better ones get up to 12, 13, and we even get some about 14 seconds if we get good dry weather in the summer.
And for the people that are perhaps new to watching the game, we normally anticipate the portable rink to be running about 17 seconds, I think. So quite heavy greens over there.
Yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment to come over here, but luckily it's our winter, so I haven't played before this week since late September, so it's almost a better. I don't have to. I'm not accustomed to anything. I can just start fresh on the fast greens.
And the other question we've had through is, how long have you been playing?
I started when I was 13 in 1993, and I've played ever since.
I think a lot of players start in their teens. Some drift away, others get the bug. This is a bit of a loose end here.
Yeah.
Perhaps they were listening to us chatting instead of concentrating on the bowls. No, they can't hear us down there on the rink. Looks a good track here.
Oh, that's a big one. Sometimes those ones that are
Three
farther
shots.
away are harder because
Anderson
you know
for
you
net.
regret it if you miss it. But Darren made no mistake with that one.
Well, quite a high-scoring game here for 4 of the top players in the world. 3 shots to Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson. Gives us a 7-4 lead for the Scottish duo after 4 ends.
Chaplin, 29.5 metres.
Oh, yourself, pal. Oh, yourself there.
I know Tom Weir, who marked Stuart Anderson's game the other day in the pairs, said every jack through both sets was on the tee. That's a very unusual situation. The players altered where they put the mat, but the jack was always on the tee. Interesting. Stuart's gone back to
Play, mate.
putting the jack on the tee. Obviously comfortable on that length.
Play, mate. Well done.
Good ball by Nick there.
There's 2 ends in a row going this direction now where both players have played the opposite hand. Stewart seems to like the forehand this direction, and Nick's been favoring the backhand. So over the course of the game, we'll have to see if which one chose the right hand or which one will change.
Yeah, to be fair, most of the players I've spoken to, I've been out there myself and had a practice, and
And again, mate.
all 4 hands seem to be favourable at the moment. That can change as the tournament goes on. It's a portable rink, it's not a bona fide rink. It's laid several days before the tournament starts, so it does alter.
Yeah, I found in the past temperature plays a big
One way.
big effect on the pace of the green. If the green is empty during practice, it's a little bit heavier, but once the arena fills up and there's lots of spectators, it speeds up.
Yeah, practice sessions the players book here can be anything from 5, 6 in the morning right through to midnight or after, because obviously a lot of play is on the rink, so you can't go on and practice while the players are playing. Needs to run. I'm getting quite a few questions through here, Mike, for you, putting you on the spot. Do you prefer playing outdoors or in?
I actually prefer playing indoors. Unfortunately, where I live in Canada, there are no indoor clubs. So outdoor in the summertime is the only option, but every chance I've had to play indoor, I've loved it.
Well, actually, that's answered the other question we had through, which was about the indoor clubs and what's the bowl scene like over there.
Oh, great ball by Greg. Canada has one indoor club. It's in Vancouver. It's a really nice facility. We used to play the final stages of our qualifiers there, so I got to go a few times. And the Canadian Indoor Championships are played there every year, and it's a really nice venue. I enjoy playing there. Unfortunately, it's been a few years since I had the opportunity, but yeah, it's a nice facility, but unfortunately, it's the only one in Canada.
Mrs. Potter's dog's enjoying his bowls, loves bowls. Very, very well trained, used to coming in here. Oh, big sigh there. Wow. Yeah, I think there's 1 or 2 countries that play their qualifiers actually outdoor. Israel do, and I think the USA do as well. Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
Well, they're just asking Tom Weir to see if it's 1 or 2 shots here, if he thinks.
Options for Darren on either hand. Backhand turn the bowl, or forehand push his onto the bowl or the jack. Just arriving whatever hand he chooses.
And again, the rules of the pairs. Both skips have got to return to the mat at the same time. He's just played it under. He'll be disappointed with that. Well, I was saying before that we got the highest ever YouTube viewers yesterday afternoon. We've been and gone and beaten that this afternoon, Mike. We're
excellent.
commentating on the highest number of viewers we've had on the YouTube at World Bowls Tour. Welcome to you all. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a great addition to the World Bowls Tour. I've enjoyed. It's been a couple years since I've qualified for a tournament, so it's been nice sitting at home and watching the bowls on the TV. I hook my laptop up to the TV and sit there and watch it. It's great.
Yeah, we've got a measure here. One shot been declared. Umpire Mike Davis will let us know which is second shot. It's good now with the YouTube. You can take us on your phone, your iPad, your laptop, onto your TV, anywhere you can get YouTube. Looks like it might be green there, I think.
One shot, Brett Harlow.
Yep, one shot to Harlow and Brett there. Means after 5 ends, Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson lead 7-5. They seem to be, interestingly enough, if you look at the card, winning to each other's jack. Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson winning in this direction. They're playing now. And Nick and Greg favouring playing away from the commentary box. I often find that does happen.
Start, mate.
Stuart played the backhand last time coming this direction. I think that red one might be in his way. He switched to a forehand this time.
Come on, Stuart. Come on, right up.
Close
played it
here,
well.
Stuart.
Feel that, mate. Anything past yours will be very close. Big effort. Settle now. Gently now. Gently now. Gently now. Gently now. Gently. Gently. Gently.
Or did he get unlucky?
We can't quite see from our commentary position. Darren's having a look.
Good news is I think it's still live.
Yeah, it looks like he did. His ball fell onto the jack and pushed it back towards the green one.
On this area. Don't you get much better than that. Stick to the other. Well, run in, you're good. Come on, run the jack, mate, pal. Very good. Very good here. Very good.
Two good ones.
And 3 former world champions out there. Greg Harlow won the championship back here in 2010. Stuart Anderson 2013. Darren Burnett 2014. The one missing it off his CV is Nick Brett. Has not won the world singles here. Well, Greg playing into this, trying to shake something up with his first bowl. Close. Got a very unfortunate result there. The green bowl of Anderson stuck with the jack. Do you think he put some glue on that one?
Darren has lots to room to add another. He'll like to get it as close as he can to put the extra pressure on Greg. Tracking well.
Oh, great line this. Good ball from Darren Burnett there. Now we see it on the replay.
It is just to me. You want to draw up there or go
Hasn't
here?
increased the target any.
Can get both balls off the bit, no drop one.
Greg choosing to come and have a look at this. There's no shot clock on the pairs. So therefore he's got all the time in the world to have a look. Make his decision. If he strikes and takes 2 balls, brilliant. But if he misses, it gives Darren Burnett the red ball to the side of your screen to beat to get a 3. Tough decision for him here, Mike.
Yeah. Personally, I would be driving, but Greg's played on this carpet a lot. He'll feel a lot more confident on the draw shot. He's more than capable of making it.
Well, he's gone for the runner. He's watching it. Oh, he's missed it.
Yeah.
Our camera was not quick to pick that up for us to see.
This was the risk. He'll almost surely drop a 3 now, but it would have taken a nice ball to cut it down to 1. So I think it was a risk worth taking.
Well, Darren looks on the same track again. Yep, in for 3, I think. Very high scoring game. Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson lead 10-5 after 6 ends. 3 ends to play. You mentioned before, Mike, you've qualified for a World Bowls Tour event before, but it wasn't here at Potters, was it?
I did. I qualified for the pairs back in 2005 with my brother Chris, and then again for the singles in 2008. And then Canada didn't run a qualifier in 2010. My dad ended up winning the singles, and he invited me to play the pairs with him. So I had the pleasure of playing pairs with both my brother and my dad. So.
Oh, that's great. Family of bowlers.
Yeah. A good start for Stuart.
Great venue here at Potters. Very welcoming. They look after us well. They feed us far too much. And Mrs. Potter in the background there with a lovely flowery jacket on. They have a competition here every year for the spectators to fill out a form to say what colour they think Mrs. Potter's jacket will be for the final.
Stuart switching to the backhand this direction. I think the red one's probably in his way.
Doesn't sit good, mate. I think even if you draw the shot, we're not going to have a great head. I think I'd take a punt.
Looks in the area. Very close. Yeah, Jack solid.
Good aggressive play. Changed the head around. It wasn't setting up very well, and still lots of balls to come. So great ball for Nick, and now they have the advantage.
Well, I had a practice this morning with Nick Brett, and he did say if Stuart Anderson finds the form he does of his first game, I won't be hanging about. I'll be trying to open it up for Greg. Which he just did there. The 5 behind with 3 ends to play. Holding shot. Will this stay on? It looks to be trundling a bit. Yep, good bowl.
One green.
Greg will be looking for a close second with this one.
How long you got now?
Again, it's all on pace, I think.
Incoming. Incoming. Yeah, not bad.
That's a good second. If Darren doesn't count with this, Greg might be tempted to go for the bowl. Darren gets another one in there. Looks great line. It might have actually just made the target better for Greg now.
Yeah, it looks like 2 seconds for Greg.
He's playing it down the forehand. Looks on a very good line. Oh, great shot from Greg there.
Keeps them in the set.
Two shots, Brett Harlow.
Yep, again the scorecards continuing. The fate of In This Direction. Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett accounting. Playing away from the scoreboard. Greg Harlow and Nick Brett accounting. But that came down to the last bowl.
Yeah.
Great bowl there from Greg.
Jack length 28 metres.
Nick looked a bit disappointed, but I think he was hoping that Greg's might stay as well after perfection.
And down, buddy. And down. And down. Yeah, good start, mate. Well done. Back. Just run it. Great height, mate. Up you come now. And up. And hurry. And run. A little bit more. On. Up. Try me. Why one? Let's try and beat it. Come on. Finish. Finish this, mate. Very good here. Very good, pal. Very good, mate.
Great ball there from Stuart. Again, like I say, they're definitely favouring playing in the direction of the scoreboard. Funny how that works sometimes, Mike. You just find the hand better in one direction.
Yeah. You don't know what the difference is, but something just clicks going one way or just green slightly different, and you're able to find it one direction. I think Greg will try to trail the jack off the backhand. Pretty much has to score this end. 4 shots going home is a big ask.
Don't know whether he's actually reached this. Perfect line for the job. Yep, Stuart saying to him, get in there first. Well, the pairing of Harlow and Brett would be one of the favourites before going into the tournament, but as mentioned before, this pairing, Stuart Anderson and Darren Burnett, played very well in the first game.
2 back, mate. The gap's 3 inches. Draw him off. Any touch, 2, mate, 2.
Well, Greg, huge shot here. If he misses this, first set's going away. Track looks good. What's weight like? That's very, very unusual. We've seen it a few times from some of the players, but
2 shots in the first set to Anderson and Burnett.
for Greg Harlow to finish that short when it was set lie against him. So the first set is taken by Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson with a shot count of 12-7. We're going to the second set. Well, this end should be a Nick Brett, Greg Harlow shot, because that's how it worked throughout the entirety of that first set. Interesting statistic.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if it holds true. Because now they'll have, if it goes 9 ends this set, they'll be, the 9th end will be the end they're scoring.
Good opener.
Great opener. Switch to the forehand this direction.
All 4 of these players represent the country at international level. Like I say, Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson, part of the elite squad for the Scottish outdoor selection. Stuart just missed out on the Commonwealth Games. He was part of this elite squad but didn't get the final shout.
Oh, two
Well,
good
Nick
ones.
Brett. One of the viewers has asked why no shot clock. We don't play the pairs under a shot clock. Various different reasons for that. I can certainly put that one to Richard Maddison, the CEO of the World Bowls Tour, for you. And get back to you as soon as we can for the official line. But pairs games are fairly quick anyway. There are only 2 bowl pairs. So for TV reasons, we have to make games exciting and interesting, a bit like your 2020 cricket. But pairs games tend to flow, but I'll get the exact official line for you on that one. Just give a shout out to match umpire Alan Thornhill, who's joined us on the chat again. So, as mentioned before, any questions for the umpires? Alan's with us on chat for YouTube, and also we have Francis Fletcher in the commentary box with us for Mike Best's game this afternoon, or this evening. So Francis can answer any of those questions for you. One of the other questions, just before I put the question that we've got for Mike over to him, is the carpet cold? Is that why the players playing some short bowls? I think it changes temperature-wise. What's your opinion on that, on the count of why some players are playing short?
I think the carpet's just a little bit colder than it has been in the past. When it gets warm in the arena, the green speeds up, and I've sat in the arena for a couple games and it has been a little bit cooler, so I think that's why the balls are a little bit shorter.
And the other question we've had, Mike, is what was your best ever win?
I might have to think about that one and get back to you.
We'll leave that for you for a couple of ends, see what you think.
One of them would have to be winning the Canadian Forest Championships in 2006. I won it with my two brothers and my dad. So we had tried since '98 to win the Canadian Championships, and after a couple silvers at the Nationals, we finally got through and won the gold. So that's probably one of the big ones.
Often when you win with family, it's very rewarding. I know I used to play quite a bit with Mum and Dad, and we won a title at Darlington, and it was one of my favourites because we managed to pick up that trophy playing with Mum and Dad. Well, again, true to form, Nick Brett and Greg Harlow playing away from the commentary box.
Big end for them after losing the first set. I find the first end of the second set is fairly important. If you lose the first set, you can take a big end like Nick and Greg just did and shift the momentum. If you win the first set and get a good score, you only have to tie the second set, so that's an extra shot that the other team's chasing the rest of the ends.
Don't change anything.
I couldn't have put that better myself. Often say if you win that first set, sometimes you just tend to relax a bit. Certainly find that at the qualifying stages. Then all of a sudden you find yourself in a tie break. You've got to try and knuckle down and keep the momentum going. I don't know if our 40 viewers out in the sand in Thailand are still tuning in. I believe it was lobster thermidor and wine out there. I think that was cruel to tell us that.
I think so, yeah. Bowls on the beach sounds like a nice afternoon.
All the way out in Thailand and tuning in to the YouTube streaming here from the World Bowls Tour of the Just Retirement World Indoor Bowls Championship, hosted by Potters Resort here at Hopton-on-Sea in chilly Norfolk.
Yeah, it's still warmer than back home, but it's been pretty chilly a couple days. I wish I would have brought a heavier jacket.
Right in.
A great ball here from Greg. That piles on the pressure. Certainly started the second set better than they did the first set. Settled down now. Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson have already had a game out there. This is Greg's and Nick's first game.
Looks a bit under.
Same ball, get to your own. Run now. Run.
Well, good track again.
Well played. Well played.
Oh, four great bowls there from the two English players. Greg Harlow plays at City of Ely. Nick Brett's now moved to play out of Huntington to play with his daughter. 4 shots. What does Burnett do here?
He's trying to just make the adjustment from his first one. Pretty much all he has is a dead draw and rest one of the back ones.
He's very close.
Well, good effort, but didn't quite get down.
3 shots, Bretton Harlow.
Well, he saved one shot there. 3 shots to Greg Harlow and Nick Brett. Means they take a 6-0 lead. Oh, there we are in the commentary box. We'll give you a quick wave. Mike and I working hard up here. Got a good view down onto the portable rink from here, but can't quite see some of the angles of the bowls. We rely on the same pictures that you're seeing as well.
Hey, mate.
Chris, our cameraman down there, didn't check that we'd done hair and makeup, Mike, before he did that shot.
Good opener for Stewart.
Well, yes, the scorecard was spoiled at that last end, as Harlow and Brett won 2 consecutive ends. Will it swap over again now? It's up to this end. Every end in this game played in this direction had been won by Greg Harlow and Nick Brett.
One green.
Good crowd out there this afternoon. Sure they anticipated some good games today. Greg looks on a good track with this, reaching that green bowl or piece of the jack.
Good effort.
Darren looks in the area here. That's a good ball. It might force Greg to reach a bit firmer.
A little unlucky, left a bit of a target for Greg.
Yep, Nick just saying your weight's perfect. Just put it that ball higher. Settle on those green bowls.
Big ball here for Darren. He can add that third one, it'll close the gap.
Looking on a good line. All on the pace here. Oh, good ball from Darren Burnett there.
Three shots, Anderson Burnett.
Well, it's been 3 shots at all 3 ends so far in this second set. But that 3 goes to Dan Burnett and Stuart Anderson, which means Nick Brett and Greg Harlow lead 6-3 after 3 ends in the second set. Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson have won the first set, so this is a set that the English duo have got to win.
It's 29.5 metres.
Nick and Greg won the World Pairs 2 years ago. They defeated Alex Marshall and Paul Foster in a very, very good final. Surprisingly enough, that's the only time they've actually won the pairs.
Still room there, mate. Break high. Harry touch now, Nick. And a touch. Good try, mate. Well done. Very good.
Good ball for Nick. When the opponent puts his first one that far in front of the jack, the tendency is to just throw it, push it a little bit and end up going through the head. But 3 shots ahead, he just needs to build the target, make sure it's only 1 down, and give Greg an easy shot.
Well, Stuart looks on a good track here. He's urging it up, might just fall short. I think Greg will ask Nick to come down the forehand now. He's got his own bowl to use to get back to the jack.
Probably looks awkward, doesn't it?
Stick me out or under it? Or?
Yeah, that's probably the way.
Well, he's through the head, but
Okay.
if it stays on, it's not wasted. Is it going to stay on? Nope, we heard the thump. Greg's just lifting it out there. Darren urging this up. I found with his game yesterday that he was tending to bowl his first ball just that touch short. Again, like you were saying before, Mike, that could be down to the fact that the carpet's a little cooler than normal.
It's going to come down. He got rid of 1. And has a back roll out of it now.
He was unlucky to not get rid of the 2 there, really. Just held straight to get the one closest shot away.
It did, yeah. It looked like it was going to come down for both of them, but most of the way down it just seemed to ride the line.
Very good track. Is he here?
Greg will try to draw this now. There's a bit more room.
One back, any touch of the jack, you can't get 3.
There you go. He's not just asking you to draw a shot, Greg. He's asking you to get 3 out of it.
1 green.
Tom, we are just indicating this is just 1 green there. So, as you mentioned before, Mike, the English duo don't have to do anything fancy here. Possibly even settle for the 1 if Greg just misses, but there's room there.
There is, yeah. And with Scotland having 2/3, he's not going to want to take his own out. So.
Well, decision made.
The Red Bull behind looks a bit too far to trail it to. Very smooth delivery from Greg. No wasted motions.
Looks a good track.
One shot, Anderson Burnett.
Well, that 1 shot takes the Scottish duo of Burnett and Anderson to within 2 shots of Harlow and Brett in this second set. The English duo still lead 6-4 after 4 ends. We've still got 5 ends left to play though. And don't forget, viewers,
Chapman,
got
29.
live bowls for you throughout the championship here. We continue tonight at 7:30 with the gentleman sat next to me, Mike Bester, who's playing Scott Baxter from the Channel Islands. And then tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock we have Mervyn King versus Stephen Harris. And then from 2 o'clock we have the 2 semi-finals of the pairs. So plenty of bowls for you. I know a few people will be back to work. I'll just sneak us in the top corner of your computer screen.
Good answer from Nick.
But again, as mentioned before, if you can't stay with us, we have the full scores on the worldbowlstour.tv, and we have hashtag World Bowls Tour 1 on Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube.
Yeah, try again, mate, yeah.
Hurry! Hurry!
Well, very unlucky there with that bowl. We've had another question in. Now they know that you're a family of bowlers, Mike. And do you and your brothers, are you very competitive when you play against each other?
Yeah, very.
I noticed they tactfully didn't say which is the best playing brother. You're sat next to me, I think that possibly answers the question.
Yeah, some of the best and funnest games I've ever played was just up at a club, up at our club. If there was 3 of us, we'd play 3-way singles against each other. So we had some good games there. If my dad was off, we'd go up and have a pairs game, and we had some great games. We've met each other several times in the districts.
Oh, Greg's playing a run at trying to promote the short red bowl.
Oh, unlucky.
That is very unlucky, to remove all his bowls from the head. Definitely a murmur in the crowd from that shot. Yes, it's always quite good when you've got strong family member players and friends that are prepared to come and challenge you to keep your eye in. Somebody to competitive practice against, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darren and Stuart are looking at the cover here. Three shots would take them into the lead. They won the first set. Greg will think himself very unlucky with that bowl. Sometimes you need that little bit of lady luck on your side. Well, don't judge that bowl by Darren's body language. I often think he's character in hiding, Darren. His facial expressions always make me smile. He got a bit of stick for that when he played in the Super Bowl at Blackpool with the Crown Greeners. But he smiled, I think, every bowl he sent at that tournament.
Big decision for Greg and Nick here. You can run the jack in the ditch for 3.
I think the position is that the 4 down at the moment. The last bowl didn't quite get as far as Darren wanted, but it's certainly counting.
Even if you get the front green, it'll help.
This is a huge shot for current Scottish International Open champion Greg Harlow. Playing a runner.
Hold as long as you can.
Right, what's the look like this time, Greg?
Well played.
Well played. Fist pumped up into the air there, Greg Harlow. He knew how important that bowl was.
2 shots, Greg and Harlow.
Big swing there.
Yep.
4 down to 2 up.
And that gives Nick Brett and Greg Harlow an 8-4 lead after 5 ends in the second set. Getting exciting now out there. That was a huge bowl from Greg Harlow. Found himself slipping down the ranking. Last year he got down as far as number 10. First time he dropped out of the top 8 for a number of years. But winning the Scottish International Open would certainly have helped that cause. And just proved what a class player he was with that last bowl under all that pressure.
Yeah, good start, mate. Well played. No, probably just slightly less, mate. 14. Yeah, I would. Anything past yours is really good. Right, row. Hurry a touch.
Looks a good track.
Hurry a touch. Get past. Hurry a touch. Get past. Chance, draw shot.
Nick Brett picked up one of the 2 titles he picked up last night was the Player of the Year, and that's picked by the top players. So it's nice to be appreciated by your peers. And certainly Nick Brett is one of the players that came through the qualifiers.
1 green.
I mentioned when he was in commentary with me the other day, battled, and now he's at the top of the tree, ranked 1 in the world. And I think once you've been to one of these events, Mike, you're always keen to try and get back again.
Yeah, especially in the 3 years that you have your ranking points. You mentioned Nick battled to get into the top 16, and Darren as well. I remember the International Open in 2008. I was at Darren and Nick were both there as qualifiers. So they worked their way up the ranks and had steady results year after year, and were able to break through.
Yeah, and anybody out there can have a go. Just pay your money to your local branch of the PBA, and you've got the chance of the qualifiers. You 2 could be sat next to me in the commentary box, like Mike. I think it's more the fact that you 2 could be out there on the rink playing against these top players.
It is. It's an excellent experience. Obviously, you want to play well and win when you're out there, but at the same time, if you don't play well, at least you can say you lost to one of the best.
Bit of a discussion here. I think it's just 1 green, but at the moment, Darren does have the trail for a 4.
It doesn't look like he has to move it too far to get the 4 either. Just a little just a draw if he's a foot heavy, touch the jack back and lie 4.
I think Nick and Greg are just deciding that Greg just needs to slip past the red bowls, just in case Darren draws it and overdraws it. Reaching the green bowl.
Looks like he's lining up to play the backhand.
If he reaches this green bowl at the back of the screen, as we see it, I mean, it's in a good position. Otherwise, Darren likes playing heavier bowls, so he might have been tempted to play a big runner at that, because Jack and Ditch would have done him up to that bowl. Now I think he's just got to play it and adjust the draw. Of course, that is if they're holding one shot. I think he's also looking at all 3 red bowls split out the head. Quite an important bowl, this.
Yeah, or like I mentioned a few moments ago, I didn't realize it was Greg to play first. But yeah, Darren just has a draw, touch the jack back. Doesn't have to move too far to bring in that back one for 4.
And he's going for the split. I tell you what, he's close. Very, very close. He's disappointed not to take all 3.
One shot, Anderson and Burnett.
Yeah, he played the aggressive shot there, tried to take all 3 bowls, red bowls out. Only managed to get one away. So 1 shot. That means Greg Harlow and Nick Brett lead 8-5 after 6 ends in the second set. They're 3 up with 3 ends to play in a set they have got to win. Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson won the first set 12-7. So they can tie the set and win the game. 1 shot an end would do them. 7th end of a 9-end set, we always say, is a crucial end.
Last section. Last section. Yeah, right.
Gently now. Gently down. Gently down. Settle now. And gently. You're trying to end. Well
2 good openers. The leads have had a good battle this set. It's been... first 2 bowls have been fairly close most ends.
Yeah, the pairs being early in the tournament for the top 16 means they do get to hone their skills in the pairs before they go into the singles.
Draw it away, mate. Close. Right, high. Hurry along. Hurry along, Stick. Hurry along. Hurry along. Hurry along. Play, mate. Well played.
Oh, great ball from Nick there.
Good end, Nick. Good end.
I think we might be looking at a tie break, Mike.
One ready to measure.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for Darren to score more than 1 this end. He'll take 2 great bowls to do it.
Of course, 1 would do Darren. They only need single shots at the last 3 ends would tie the set for them. So a lot of pressure on this ball from Darren Burnett. Very
He's
close.
played it well.
What a great effort that was. That gives him that chance of two, Mike.
Yep. Greg has to be a little more careful now.
Great effort. Just really a bowl over. Wait, now Darren. Repeat delivery. Could touch that jack for two. Very interesting game this. Certainly had swings of shots and very high scoring ends. Oh, we didn't like that at all. However much I say you can't judge by Darren's body language, I think with this one we can. Well, Greg doesn't have to be too worried about getting this bowl into the count. It would hugely help the cause, but
No danger really. Draw down to the green one.
just underplayed.
One shot, Gretton Harlow.
Yep. Nicky Brett and Greg Harlow now a 9-5 up with 2 ends to play of this second set. Anderson and Burnett need 4 shots over 2 ends to tie the set, which would be good enough for them.
Track length 28 metres.
If Brett and Harlow win this end, we're going to a tie break.
Yard, 2 feet.
2 feet.
Good track here from Nick Brett.
That's a good ball. Good adjustment from his first one.
I've not been able to, in commentary, give him quite so much stick as I'd promised him the other night when he was in comms with me about his jack delivery. He said it's not something that he's particularly good at, but he seems to have got his jack where he wants it in this game. Good ball here from Stuart Anderson. And that gives his skip a chance.
One green.
2 twos would do it. But Greg's got a nice draw down the back. Well, he can actually draw it either hand. The backhand, though, good hand in this direction. Just a little bit of a disturbance in the crowd there. Greg just takes his time, resets.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. You don't want to continue with your delivery and waste your ball. Sometimes it's hard to stop once you've started, but best just to stop, regroup. Sometimes even put your ball down and pick it up again and just start your whole routine again.
Good track, just overplayed. Chance for Darren here to put a little bit of pressure back on the English duo. If he draws shot in here, well, he needs to be reaching to do that. And Greg Got a second chance. Oh, good track again. Looks all on pace for this. And just come off that ball height. That gives Darren a little bit of a sighter now. If he reaches that, sits off it.
Yeah, it's a big ball here. If you can draw the second one, they'll only need 2 going home. Even though there have been quite a few 3s in this game so far, when you need one coming home, Greg and Nick will be defending against it.
Well, Darren. This looks high to me. Well, that was a big opportunity they didn't take.
Anderson Burnett.
Well, Greg Harlow and Nick Brett lead 9-6 going into the last end of the second set. Burnett and Anderson won the first set. So Anderson and Burnett have got to score a 3 here. We've already had 6 threes within this game. That's quite some scoring. It's been 3 in the first set, 3 in the second set.
Usually high scores are indicative of poor play, but that hasn't been the case this time. Both teams have played fairly well.
Come on, right line here. Come on, right up, Stuart. Further though. Just 1 foot.
Both teams there just checking the scoreboard behind them. That's when it's crucial our technicians get the scores right.
Great response from Nick.
Just be an extra foot at least, just steady.
Surprised I didn't get a slap off Tom, who's sat next to me and in charge of the scores when I said that. Well, just his pace there really, Mike. If another foot further, it would have been perfect.
Yep. Would have rested the ball out and lied 2. Really put the pressure on Nick. Unfortunately, both ended up short of the jack. When you need 3 and both are short, jack movement's not an option anymore.
Well, Darren has got as the Scottish would put it, chap and light. Take the ball out, sit for 3. There is a shot there. And Darren's smiling, coming back down to the mat. So he obviously knows there's a chance. Big ball here. He would be disappointed in not making 2 at the last end. Well, put it on that highlight. Tough shot to play on the portable rink, that, Mike. Very unforgiving. Now, if Greg gets a second bowl in here, I think we'll be looking at a tie break. Looks good track.
Yeah, he just has to beat that green one.
Oh, great bowl. Great bowl. Darren will come and have a look at this, because even if Greg's ball hasn't made second, it's probably made third.
2 red.
Yeah, it's 2 red, so Darren's now got to try and remove both red bowls and stay for 3. One of those paper puzzles you need now. If I get that, does that get that? An inside edge off the red ball might take the other red out. I think that was what Stuart was just showing to Darren. It's not an easy shot.
And no, he can't throw a drive at it. He has to keep the shooter, so he's just got enough weight to move the two balls. He's going to have to hit it exactly right.
Well, he's in the area. Got one away.
One shot, the second set to Brett and Harlow, match tie break.
So Nicky Brett and Greg Harlow win the second set, 10-6.
Nick has won the toss, giving the jack to Stuart in the first end.
Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson won the first set, so we're going to a match tie break. Different rules now, folks. This is 3 ends. It's the first duo to win 2 out of the 3 ends. It's nothing down to shots. It's all down to winning the end.
Difficult decision whether to
Jack Lynn, 29 and a half.
keep the jack or give the jack away so you have last ball. You want to play your length, but at the same time you'd hate to give last ball to your opponent and have him make the shot and you don't have a ball to respond with it.
Often it's the lead bowl that's the key here. If a lead can absolutely nail the bowl. This doesn't look bad at all to me. No, that leaves Nick Brett a ledge. Like I say, both leads have played different hands. He was setting off to play his backhand there. Yeah, sticking with it. Quite good to see that all 4 hands are playable.
Gently now. Gently now.
Great track, Nick.
Stop when you like. Yeah, well played, mate. Well played.
Yeah, shot bowl.
Now, set your own or set the last one you're sure.
Stuart will be trying to draw onto that last ball.
The running power, you've drawn this. You've got the running, you've drawn this. Drop, drop.
Oh, he's unlucky. Just sat the wrong way there, Mike, really. Well, Greg doesn't want to make the target any bigger.
They're that bit past. Yours is that bit past.
Probably better there because the first shot was.
I think, to be honest, it's just draw another shot from either hand.
How far was I? Foot?
You're less than the foot, mate. You're 6 inches.
Right, firm instructions there from Greg. Doesn't matter which hand you do, just try and draw as another.
Right, road again, mate.
That's when you're used to playing together like these two are, you rely on the information you're given. That's when it's a good pairing. And when your partner knows what shots you play, you know what you're confident playing, gives you confidence as well. Well, what do you think, Mike? I think just a 4-hand draw here for Darren, really.
Yeah, he's got the Red Bull for backing, so he doesn't need dead weight. Just on the draw, make sure you're reaching, but
Disturbance behind the stand there. Well,
it's driving.
he's close. Yeah. He was probably after the bowl solid or the jack, but he got a good result there. And show commentator's curse, we both thought he'd just be playing over the draw there.
Yeah.
How wrong were we? nerves come into play when you get to the tie-break as well. What you often fancy playing is often the shot to play.
Yeah, and it's so easy to second guess yourself too, because you don't want to build the head too much.
And Greg apologising for that ball, but his partner will know he didn't do it on purpose. He was absolutely perfect for line.
Darren will be looking to just draw another closer shot.
Yeah, there's still quite a bit of room there.
Over the bowls, mate. Inside edge of that. Gets the jack. Got the spot that
It's
way.
obviously getting very exciting out there now for the viewers at home, Mike. We're now close to double the count we were yesterday afternoon, and we thought that was a high viewers count. He's close. He's close. Oh, how unlucky has he been with a few of those runners?
First end, Anderson Burnett.
So, Darren Burnett, Stuart Anderson. And they win the next end. They move into the semi-finals tomorrow. Harlow and Brett have got to win this end.
Track length 28 metres.
And the winner of this game will face Andy Thompson and Mark Royal in the second of tomorrow afternoon's semi-finals. Well, Nick had quite a loose opener there. Stuart needs to capitalise on this.
Very good foul. Excellent goal. Very good. Yeah.
Nick just has a wing there.
This one looks a little bit better.
Yep, closer here.
Oh, great shot.
And good ball there. Oh, Stuart surely forced to change hands here.
You know, you're more likely to turn the jack onto Ricky's, to be honest. You could draw it just off your own. I'm happy to just, just drop there, you can arrive. Turn the ball on jack.
Stuart's seen it himself. Really unlucky there.
One red.
Yeah, that last one from Stewart, it looked like it just didn't come down. I think he thought it was a good line.
And it looked from the angle here to be a very good line. Now, Greg, can you make this end more secure? Gets inside the green bowl. He's very good. He looks close here. Oh, he's unlucky there, I think, again. Yeah, I don't think Darren will mess about here. I think he'll just go for the 2 bowls out. If he gets a piece of the jack, gets the respot. And it's just a 1-bowl shootout between these 2 players, both international skips. said that and he'll probably play the draw now. Nope, call that one right. He's very close. He's very close. Well, Darren.
Oh,
Yeah.
lucky.
One bowl shootout, really, this.
He would have really liked it if the jack went dead. His bowl's probably about a foot behind the respot.
The spot, Nick.
Spot is 18 inches short of the green bowl. Jack is almost a yard short of it.
Well, this is historically one of Greg Harlow's fortes. I always used to say, when he played internationally, you give him a displaced jack and he could nail it. It looks a good track here.
Come on, run all you got. Hurry now.
Nick's urging it on. All on your pace, Greg. Bit of room there. Now, nervy times. Does Darren go for the bowl or does he just draw it?
It's going to be in his eye on the forehand. I'm sure he'd like to play the forehand draw, but if he plays it a little bit narrow, he'll hit it. The backhand's wide open, but it's a lot easier on the portable rink to draw outside into a respot jack.
I think that's what the players are discussing there. But he would be so upset with himself if he just got wrecked on Greg's bowl. Oh. 2 feet to draw. Ex-world champion, current Commonwealth Games singles gold medalist. 2 feet to draw. There'll be a few betting people out there. I would certainly put money on this bowl. If not, we're going to a third end of a tie-break. Well, he's chasing it. Looks under the line to me, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, I hope nobody did put the mortgage on that one. We're going to the third end of the tie-break. The third end of the tie-break is the only end in our WBT sets play, match play, that you can declare to kill the end. You can do that with all 4 bowls. So both players could go to kill the end with all 4 bowls, but you can only kill it once. And if it's killed, the end's replayed rather than the jack goes on the respot. And for you non-bowlers out there, killed means out of the side confines of the rink. Well, third end of a tie-break night, really good game of bowls this.
It is, yeah, exciting for the spectators. Nervous for the players. Darren couldn't lose the match on that last end, but I'm sure he would have wanted to get it over with, because the one-end shootout, anything can happen.
It looks on a high line with this. He's certainly watching it.
Big finish. Big finish. Try, mate.
He's not quite made it back to centre. Even players at this high level will have that element of nerves when they get to last ends of tie breaks. Stuart looks on a very good track here. Not sure on his pace. Oh, he's lacking pace.
Spot on, mate, last time. Right.
Better line. Definitely better line from Nick here.
Still lots of room to draw. The heads have been a little bit looser coming this direction than the other direction.
Well, again, under normal circumstances, both these skips would expect to get a bowl closer. But as proved at the last end when Darren Burnett had 2 feet to draw and take the match, stranger things happen. Well, this looks on a good track. All on his pace of this. This looks good to me. This looks very good. This looks very good. Well, perhaps he had a word with himself in the office after his last bowl at the last end. He could not have put that in a better position. Yeah, nominating to kill.
Greg was nominated to kill there.
He has to let the marker know that he's nominating to kill, and he's done that. Well, tough ask for Greg here. Superb bowl from Darren Burnett. Looks under the line, unless he gets a bit of help off the short bowl. Well, Greg Harlow and Nick Brett now have 1 bowl left to stay in this pairs championship. Darren Burnett's probably just played the best bowl of the game from him, as the Crown Greeners would say, and I'm sure there's a few of them watching him out there. Was he hanging back for bets?
What will he do with this one? Will he try to block it, or will he cover the respot that he doesn't have? It looks like he has the one to the left, but the one to the right, the red one has.
To be fair, I think if Greg's going to drive again, I think he'll nominate again. Darren just wants to keep out the way of this. Certainly doesn't want to get close. No target. His bowl is directly behind the jack. He's covered the back as well as the respot, so that if the jack does go back into the back ditch,
Greg is nominated to kill then again.
he gets shot, but Greg is again nominated to kill. Well, this bowl for the English pair to stay in the 2016 World Indoor Bowls Pairs Championship, sponsored by Just Retirement and hosted by Potter's Resort. I think he's tight again. Oh, he's gone again. Has to be lucky here.
Set and the match to Anderson and Burnett.
So Darren Burnett and Stuart Anderson move into the semi-finals. Join us later for the next game on at 7:30. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Mike Bester for joining us this afternoon.
So yes,
Well,
once
thank you,
again,
Janice. It was an absolute
congratulations
pleasure.
to, Darren
And
Stewart.
wish you luck tonight.
They obviously
Thank you very
progressed.
much.
Commiserations to
Right,
Greg
folks,
and
thanks very much
I
for your
think you'll,
company. See you
agree
later.
with me, an enthralling game that went right down to the wire.